Well, good morning, and welcome to the morning report. Today, we're diving into a deal that might just redraw the economic map of the world. President Donald Trump has brokered a landmark agreement with the European Union, an energy and investment mega deal that's worth a jaw dropping $1.35 trillion. That's trillion with a T. So, what does this mean? It means leverage, it means power, it means American energy is back on top and Europe is lining up to buy. So let's unpack it all, from what was said to what was signed, and what it tells us about the return of American dominance on the world stage. Yesterday, Sunday, on the windswept coast of Turnberry, Scotland, President Trump met with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen for a high stakes trade talk. And what emerged from that conversation wasn't just another photo op or diplomatic word salad. Trump didn't just negotiate, basically, he demanded. With tariffs looming, the EU agreed to first purchase $750 billion in U.S. energy and exports. Second, inject $600 billion in new investments into the United States. Now, this isn't speculation. This is a framework agreement with real commitments and real numbers. Trump called it a win for our American workers. Van der Leyen, visibly tight-lipped, acknowledged his reputation as a tough negotiator, and the media, well, they're already scrambling to downplay the whole thing. But here's the truth: Trump delivered again. Now, let's talk strategy. Because Trump didn't just show up with a handshake, he came with a deadline and a warning. He told the EU flat out, no deal by Friday, and tariffs on the European imports will go from 10 to 30%. A serious jump. That includes on cars, wine, cheese, industrial equipment, everything. Everything. That's how you negotiate, by controlling the consequences. Now, and apparently it worked. The EU blinked. Faced with economic pain and energy crisis brewing from their own net zero nonsense, they folded faster than a lawn chair in a hurricane. Trump also left no wiggle room. The steel and aluminum tariffs that are already at 50% and staying that way. This was textbook art of the deal. Apply pressure, hold your position, and make them come to the table. Now, you might think, well, why energy? Because energy is leverage. Europe is still reeling from its self-inflicted wounds, cutting off Russian gas, shutting down nuclear, and cozying up to wind farms that can't power a toaster. They need oil. They need natural gas. They need LNG. I mean, they need it right now. And enter American shale, American LNG terminals, American tankers. This deal makes the U.S. European primary energy makes Europe's primary energy supplier us for the next decade. That's not just economic influence, it's geopolitical power. Trump is weaponizing America's energy dominance in the best possible way to force fair trade, boost jobs, and slap down the green utopians wrecking both continents. Now, let's talk about the other half of the deal. The EU's pledge to invest $600 billion more into the United States economy. This isn't aid, this is capital. And it means First, more manufacturing jobs in the Midwest, more tech facilities, more auto plants, and more chemical factories in the South. It also means more infrastructure spending that doesn't rely on federal bailouts. This is private foreign investment, long-term, job-creating, real-world dollars. So if you're an American worker, especially in the energy or heavy industry, this is your green light. It says the world sees America as the safest, strongest, smartest place to put money. Let's zoom out a little bit. What we're seeing now is the Trump doctrine in action. Don't play by their rules. Make them play by ours. China is facing a decoupling that it cannot afford. Mexico is already restructuring deals to avoid Trump's wrath. Europe now paying up to avoid the tariffs. This isn't just protectionism. It's patriotism in trade. It's about prioritizing American jobs, fixing the trade deficits, and refusing to get played by global bureaucrats in Brussels, Geneva, or Davos. Let's not forget, this whole showdown happened in Turnberry, one of Trump's own properties. He owns a golf course there. That's the kind of boss move that rattles the global elite. Now, of course, predictably, corporate media outlets are calling it a framework with unclear enforcement and potential risks. Translation, they hate that it worked. They hate so much that it worked. They're allergic to results when it comes from Trump. CNN whined that it could strain diplomatic norms. Well, that's the freaking idea. NBC wondered if it would alienate global allies. But here's the question they won't ask. Why is America always expected to lose politely rather than win boldly? This is why Americans trust Trump. Because he makes the deals they said couldn't be done. And he does it on his own terms. All right, go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk politics for a second. This deal puts Trump in light years ahead of any Republican challenger. No one else has this kind of record. Tax cuts, USMCA, China tariffs, Middle East peace deals, now this. And for the former president, Joe Biden, this is devastating. Biden spent years talking about diplomacy and alliances, only to get outplayed in his own backyard. He begged OPEC for oil. Trump made Europe buy ours. So if you're a swing voter looking for truth, I'm looking for strength, you just saw it. Okay, so here's what to watch for in the coming days. European leaders trying to walk back or water down the deal. And Trump will call them out. Trade partners like Japan and India, they're watching this like a hawk. Domestic energy producers expect a surge in hiring, drilling, and building infrastructure. And if the Trump tariffs do kick in on Friday for others, expect the market to shake and the allies to cave. They will. The Trump train isn't just back. It's blowing through red lights and rerouting global commerce. All right. This is what America First looks like in the real world. Not a slogan, not a bumper sticker. It's leverage, it's capital, it's jobs, it's leadership. Trump got $750 billion in exports, $600 billion in new investments, and a total reassertion of U.S. strength on the world stage. That's not a win. That's a message. If you want more leadership like this, support independent conservative media like the Morning Report. No filters, just facts, just fire. My name is Willie Lawson. reminding you, stand firm, speak truth, stay free.